Thank you, my friend. I'm very grateful.
Gentleman from Louisiana is recognized for 7 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the gentleman from Pennsylvania for handling the rule and highlighting this very important issue. As he said, if the previous question is defeated, Republicans will amend the rule to immediately consider House Resolution 1233. That's the resolution that condemns the spate of attacks that have recently occurred against pro-life facilities, groups, and churches in the wake of the Dobbs opinion. Madam Speaker, these acts are reprehensible, but we shouldn't be surprised that they're occurring all across the country. They've gone unchecked for far too long, ever since the draft Dobbs opinion was inexcusably leaked to the public in that unprecedented act. Republicans immediately condemned that leak as a threat to the institution of the court itself, as a threat to the justices themselves as individuals, and as a threat to our very republic. The Democrat leadership of this body did nothing. Weeks went by as tensions grew. Protesters harassed sitting Supreme Court justices, a clear violation of the black letter federal law. Republicans filed a resolution condemning those acts. The Democrat leadership of this body did nothing, even as threats continued to pour in against the justices and their families. You know what? The Senate acted. They unanimously passed legislation to extend security to the families of the justices. I and many of my colleagues repeatedly called upon the Speaker of this House to bring this legislation to the floor so we could pass it here and send it to the President's desk. But you know what? We got nothing. It was only until an attempt was actually made on the life of Justice Kavanaugh that the Speaker finally gave in. She finally brought that legislation to the floor so that we could push back against the angry mobs. Madam Speaker, the leadership of this body has another opportunity before them today to once again push back against the mob. This has gotten out of hand. Radical leftists were emboldened by the inaction of this body in the aftermath of the leaked opinion, and now they've targeted their violence against the very groups that care for women and their unborn children in their most vulnerable moments. It's unconscionable. Here's a short list of some examples. On May 3rd, 2022, individuals vandalized the CareNet Pregnancy Center in Frederick, Maryland with pro-abortion graffiti, including the messages, "Not Real Clinic," "End Forced Motherhood," and "Go to Planned Parenthood instead." May 5th, Portland, Oregon, vandals smashed numerous windows and spray-painted graffiti on the Southeast Portland Pregnancy Resource Center. May 7th, activists vandalized a crisis pregnancy center in Denton, Texas with radical pro-abortion messages, "Not a clinic," "Forced birth is murder." May 7th, Fort Collins, Colorado, activists painted "My Body, My Choice" on the doors of a Catholic parish. May 8th, Mother's Day, individuals attempted to break into the Oregon Right to Life office in Kaiser, Oregon, reportedly igniting and throwing 2 Molotov cocktails at the building. May 8th, vandals spray-painted pro-abortion messages like "Abortion is a right," "Fake clinic," "Liars" on the side of a pro-life pregnancy center in Manassas, Virginia. May 8th, a pro-life nonprofit center in Madison, Wisconsin was set ablaze and vandalized with the words, "If abortions aren't safe, then you aren't either." May 13th, activists left threatening messages on the front of the Alpha Pregnancy Center in Reisterstown, Maryland, including the messages, "If abortions aren't safe, neither are you. You're anti-choice, not pro-life," etc. May 18th, vandals targeted a woman's faith-based medical clinic in Auburn, Alabama, defacing the clinic's sign and staff members' vehicles. May 25th, Linwood, Washington, anti-life activists smashed windows and vandalized the Next Step Pregnancy Center with the threat, "If abortion isn't safe, you aren't either." June 2nd, Jane's Revenge claimed credit for an attack in which its members broke windows and sprawled messages including "God loves abortion" at the Agape Pregnancy Center in Des Moines, Iowa. June 3rd, Capitol Hill Crisis Pregnancy Center here in Washington, D.C. was the target of left-wing abortion extremists who threw red paint on the door, threw eggs at the window, and spray-painted the building with "Jane Says Revenge." This goes on and on. I've got pages and pages of these. I don't think I need to belabor the point. It's every day now. It's out of control. I'm going to tell you that this last one, July 11th, the one on the list here, activists vandalized the Women's New Life Clinic in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, by spray painting anti-life messages and "Jane's Revenge" on the exterior walls. That last one's personal to me. The Women's New Life Clinic stands right next to the abortion provider in Baton Rouge and has offered hope to countless women over the years. Women's New Life Clinic is doing extraordinary work. I'm proud to call many of the leaders of that clinic personal friends. They do not deserve the treatment that they've endured, but they certainly deserve the support of the House of Representatives in condemning violence from the radical left. America's Care Pregnancy Centers provide absolutely essential services in all 50 states. There are 2,700 of these care pregnancy centers. They serve millions of women every year. They're supported by over 10,000 medical professionals. I used to serve as legal counsel to a number of these groups. I'm telling you this from personal experience. Madam Speaker, I can go on all day with these examples. I'll spare you. I would assume that you recognize the obvious. When will this body stand up against the mob? When will we restore law and order? You know, Chuck Schumer stood on the steps of the Supreme Court itself, infamously called out Justices Kavanaugh and Gorsuch by name, said we would release the whirlwind. Well, here it is. This shouldn't surprise us. I'll tell you, Madam Speaker, our side is ready to act. We're ready to do something. We have an obligation and responsibility to do it. I urge a no vote on the previous question, and I yield back the balance of my time.